Schotia, home to some of Africa's most extraordinary creatures. They live here in this African paradise, protected by their human caretakers. But there are some things beyond the ranger's control.
The drought that we're experiencing at the moment, it's been going on about a year now. We've had almost no rain, so it's just turned the whole of the reserve basically into like a dust bowl. As rangers, we are here to preserve these animals and to make sure that we can have them for generations to come. Once you put a fence around the reserve, these animals become your personal responsibility.
With no rain, Scotia's waterholes are drying up, with dire consequences for the reserve's residents. The hippos were too exposed in their dwindling waterhole, forcing them to leave in search of another.
As far on in this drought as we are, often the water level does drop. So you'll have to bring in special machinery and drill the borehole to fill these waterholes. We've had an extensive project underway here on Schotia.
The pipelines will supply the reserve with much needed water from deep below the ground. But the drought causes problems beyond a water shortage due to a rather surprising culprit.
So elephants in particular, they'll start destroying a bit more the vegetation.
Whilst the elephants dig for roots and bulbs, their destruction leaves little for other species, forcing them to seek out other areas of the reserve.
With the animals moving more now, animals like warthogs, they dig underneath the fences. Predatory animals sometimes becomes an issue, even for instance lions. If the warthogs make a big enough hole underneath the fence, and then the lions just make the hole a bit bigger, and they can crawl underneath the fence and get into areas where they're not supposed to be. We have to now patrol the fences more and actually cover up all these holes.
For those animals who can't squeeze under the fence, they must find alternative food sources within the reserve, such as the cactus.
Your buffalo do feed off this cactus. You also notice your elephants will also eat quite a bit of that too. But it's an unusual behaviour.
However, for other species that rely on the grass, the reserve must take action, as is the case for Scotia's 2 rhino.
The amount of grass that is available is less. The 2 that we have here on Scotia, Bonnie and Clyde, are very accommodating to people. We're very fortunate where we can actually supplement or feed them.
The dry conditions create a further danger, one Scotia has experienced before: fire.
There's a part of our management plan to ensure that if there is a threat of a fire, that we can get to it quickly. We have stations, fire pumps and hoses and everything set up on trailers ready to go straight away.
But with the drought showing no sign of ending, for how long can these management strategies support the reserve and its animals?
Obviously, with a drought, your biggest issue is water, but I definitely think the reserve will be able to maintain for a few more, or let's call it even safely another year, without a single drop of rain. It's getting to the point where we're going to have to slowly start putting extensive plans together to make sure that the animals survive.
With the devotion of the park rangers, Schotia is giving its animals the best chance to survive this drought, ensuring that they can continue to thrive in this African paradise.